guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a book review of the book Fangirl by Rainbow Rowell. As many of you know, this book was in my August wrap-up because I recently finished it, and let me tell you, it was my favorite book. I was not expecting to like this book so much, but as I got into it, I absolutely loved it. I gave this book a 5 out of 5 stars on Goodreads because I loved it so much. The way that this video will work is the first half of the video will be a spoiler-free review, so if you haven't read the book, I'm not going to spoil anything and you can see if you'd be interested in it. And the second half of the video will contain spoilers for everyone who's read the book. So let's get started. So a little synopsis for everyone who hasn't read the book yet. Fangirl by Rainbow Rowell revolves around the character Kath, who is in her first year of college. She has a twin sister Ren who is also attending the same college, but kind of wants to break away from her this year. Ren and Kath have been attached at the hip ever since they were little, but now that they're growing older, Ren is starting to grow apart from Kath, but Kath isn't ready to. Ren wants to break away from Kath and really experience the college experience without having her twin sister by her side. Even though Kath and Ren are attached at the hip, they are two different people. Ren is very outgoing and goes to parties and loves to socialize, while Kath is more of a homebody and loves to stay home, read books, and write fan fiction. Ren wants to do her own thing, go out and party, while Kath kind of wants to stay home and write fan fiction, and this leaves Kath on her own for the very first time. Like I mentioned earlier, Kath writes fan fiction about Simon Snow, who is equivalent to today's Harry Potter. Basically, this book follows Kath's experience through college and learning to overcome her fears of being alone. And this book is just really inspirational for people who are homebodies, and it follows her journey as she becomes this new person. This book takes place over her first year in college, so it's cool to see her grow as a person. Now, I personally relate to Kath because I am a huge fangirl. Obviously, I wore my One Direction shirt for this. I am so obsessive over bands and books and all of that, and I personally read fan fiction when I was a young fangirl, so I really relate to Kath in this book. This is it for the spoiler-free section. I hope you guys enjoyed this half of the video. Now, I totally encourage you guys to go read the book. This book is amazing. I cannot say any more without spoiling it, but go pick up the book. Bye, spoiler-free people. Now into the real review. The first thing I have to say about this book is the mom totally bothered me. Their mom wanted nothing to do with them, and then what, like 18 years later, she's like, oh yeah, by the way, I want to be a part of your life. That is not how it works. That really bothers me. I am super surprised that Ren wanted to rekindle their relationship, and I totally understand Kath for not wanting to. I really felt bad for Kath. Most of this book, she was going through so many hard things, and this was just one of the hard things that she had to go through. I totally understand why she wouldn't want to rekindle the relationship with her mom, and it was really hard to see Kath struggle with Ren and them fighting over whether they wanted to see their mom or not, and that really broke my heart. Now on to the character of Reagan. I absolutely loved Reagan. She was such an important character in this book. She helped Kath out of her comfort zone. She really got Kath to live the college experience, which made her such an important character. Reagan was the fun, quirky character of this book. You know, she was so outgoing and really let loose in college, which is what Kath needed more of. She was such a great character, great influence. She was also a great friend to Kath. Kath and Levi started dating. She was supportive, which is a great friend. I absolutely hated Kath and Abel's relationship. It was so unhealthy, and I just hated it. Abel treated her terribly. I don't know why Kath would stay with him. He was just so annoying. And then when he broke up with her, it was the worst way to break up with somebody. Like I said earlier, I can totally relate to Kath's obsession with Simon Snow. I love bands, I love books, and I even read fan fiction as a younger person. I don't read it now because I love books, but I used to read fan fiction all the time, and I can totally relate to her. Again, I felt bad for Kath, but I also related with her. With the situation with her dad where she was always worried about him. I can relate to that because whenever I'm away from my mom, I worry for her. Ever since my parents got divorced, I totally worry about my mom all the time when she's alone and when I'm not with her. It really is a rough situation for Kath with her dad. It's hard to be away from the person you love when they're all alone, and you don't want them to feel alone. You want to make sure they're okay. Can I just say I hated Nick? He basically used her the entire book. He had her write the story for him and then claimed it as his own. Like, what a jerk move. that drove me crazy reading it. I was like, he's not even gonna give her any credit? That's so stupid. Now to my favorite part of the entire book, Kath and Levy's relationship. I could go on and on about loving their relationship. They were so cute together and I just loved them together. I shipped them so much. Their relationship was so innocent. Levy genuinely cared for Kath. He went to the hospital when Ren was in the hospital. Levy was genuinely interested in everything that Kath was interested in. Even though he didn't like reading, he loved to listen to her fan fiction. He was just such a good boyfriend. He is the ideal boyfriend. If I was looking for a boyfriend, Levy would be the perfect one. I love the growth of Ren and Kath's relationship. Even though it kind of like went downhill for a bit, they made up. I felt so bad for Kath when Ren started pushing herself away and not wanting to be with Kath as much, but I absolutely loved when they made up. That was just such a great part of the book. You know, I felt so happy when they made up. Overall, I would totally recommend this book to everyone. I feel like everybody should read this. It is such an amazing book. I can't even put into words how much I love it. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye guys!